Hey guys, James here today and welcome back to another Sims 4 house building video. This one's a little bit different because essentially I recorded this build the other day and then at the end realized that none of it recorded. So that was cool, but I thought this build was interesting enough that I still really wanted to show it off because I had a lot of fun doing it. I tried out a lot of new and different ideas. Oh, maybe not necessarily new. I probably shouldn't say that, but I have some ideas that I've mixed together with ones I've done in the past and sort of presented it in a new way. So at the beginning of this video, we're just doing almost just a little time-lapse kind of thing of just me undoing it. Like I demolished it all and I just did the undo button to bring it all back. So you can just at least get some sort of visual on the build while I talk about it. Then we'll actually just jump into the game and have a look at it. We'll just do like a little fly through, have a little tour. I'll talk about some of the things that I did in as well because I had a lot of fun doing this and I was really looking forward to recording the commentary on the original video, but then to my shock and horror, none of it recorded because apparently I record using OBS, and apparently if you use OBS and record to a hard drive that is full, the OBS doesn't even tell you that there's an issue. It doesn't come up with a prompt at any point saying, hey, your hard drive's full, by the way, and we're not actually recording. You can actually click start recording and it still won't tell you that the drive is full. It'll say everything's okay. So I had no idea. So I wasted about 3 or so hours building this with no footage of it. So that was cool. I actually have 4 minutes of it. 4 minutes of the start, but it's so useless. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the little time lapse. Let's jump into the game now. Okay, so, wow, there you go. There's the build video. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. No, so the idea behind this one is I wanted to use these glass awnings from Get Together. Oh, and by the way, I didn't even mention, I might have mentioned it in the title or the description, but this build only uses base game and Get Together. Like, there's no other expansion content or stuff pack content or game pack content or any custom content. It's purely base game and Get Together. So, just as a note, because I don't know why, I just felt like doing it. Because a lot of the time people are like, hey, can you do like a base game build? And I'm like, no, because I want to use other content. But I mean, we can do limited builds. So in this case, we just use Get Together. Anyway, I really wanted to use these awnings. And I was like, in what way could I do it? Because I guess the one downside to these things are they actually have huge poles here. So they get in the way. Like if you're trying to play, like if I was playing on a house on this level and I use this as a roof, I can't put the walls down on it. It's always going to be in the way. So I was trying to figure out a way I could use them that they're not going to be blocking the player view. So what I thought I'd do is put it underground like this. So then when we go down to this level, there's still the same issue arises that like if we were to play on this level, this is still going to be in my way. It's still going to be annoying from a player perspective. So what I did instead, I used that to create like an open 2-story atrium effect, and that's all going on in there. We'll have a better look at it in a moment. We'll go into live mode and I'll jump into like cameraman mode and we'll have a look at it. It looks really cool. But first, let's just have a tour of everything else. So we actually come down here at the entrance, and I've used this little glass awning thing here, which is pretty awesome. Just as like some sort of like shield, because it seemed weird just having a big open hole there. Also a slight safety hazard. If you're standing here, you could easily fall in, and I didn't want to do huge half walls everywhere. So I thought if I just do that as like a little roof, like a little glass roof kind of thing, that'll work quite well. So that's there. You go down the stairs, and then just on the right, we have like a little cutout area there for the post box and the bin. So there is a bin here, so get excited for that. Then you walk in on the main level. Actually, and I use this concrete wall throughout a lot of this build because I wanted it to almost seem like maybe this site had been excavated for something else. Maybe it was a basement for some other build. Maybe they were going to do a basement for another building, but then they're like, hey, maybe the building was never completed, and someone's like, this is a cool lot, let's renovate it into a house. So I kind of use that as like a theme, like it's exposed. Like I like to do exposed bricks. In this case, we're doing exposed concrete slabs because I really like that texture and I thought it looked really cool. Anyway, so we come in here and then we have the stairs heading down to like the main living space there, but we also have this hallway, which by the way, that's actually missing half the items. I don't know where that's gone. Are we missing anything? Oh, we are missing some other ones. Where have they all gone? Hang on, let me see if I can just pull in the proper one first. Maybe because I don't have move objects on. Let's see. Furnished. Go in. Do I have enough money? I think so. Oh yeah, there you go. That was weird. Sorry, I don't know why those were missing. They're back now. Anyway, so this is what it actually looks like. I thought, because I was looking at this and I was like, it looks really, let me go to live mode actually. We don't need to be there. It looked really quite bland. Like it needed some color in that. So I was like, well, how can I do it? There wasn't really any sort of painting that I wanted to use there. Because I really like the simplified, like sort of, I guess, facade illustrations of those buildings. Almost, what would you call them? I don't remember what they're called, but like measurement illustrations. I don't know. I don't remember the actual term for those. But anyway, like I like the simplicity of those in terms of color, but I was like, we need something else. So I decided to do a nice green wall there. And then that very quickly became a motif through the rest of the build. And you can see We've got a big green wall in there. You got a nice view in there. Anyway, so we head around this way, and I thought this is where the master bedroom's going to be, because we can then use this 2-story atrium as a centerpiece for this entire build, and specifically for the master bedroom, which now sits above this atrium. I wish we could see out the top as well as be down below, but I can't move my camera down when I'm on this level, so it's just going to be pitch black, unfortunately. But anyway, so yeah, we essentially end up with this 2-story atrium that's open, most of the living space down the bottom, and then we have the bedroom in here. Now, I put the blinds for the bedroom on the outside, which technically this atrium is still, you consider this indoor space. It's still indoors, but I put the blinds on the outside of those windows because we have the door there, and it blocked half the door if I put it in there. So imagine the remote controlled or something like that. And then this is the bedroom space. So we have a whole wall filled with wardrobes over there, which I thought was really cool. Got the bed there, got a nice duck on the side. And then, so this at the back, which I thought was kind of cool, you get a really nice depth effect. Also get a really nice green wall behind there. But that actually acts as a window well for the basement. So we got glass on the top here. It's like, it lets light in, so that we can get more light into this room, and also to the one down the bottom there, which we'll have a look at in a minute, but that's what that's there for. So we have the master bathroom right here. I thought it'd be kind of cool to do the glass, open. We're so romantic kind of vibe, you know, that kind of vibe. But obviously another blind in there. We got the bathtub, the toilet, the shower, all that kind of stuff in there. I think it's a really nice space. I really, really like this bedroom. And I think the view from the bedroom to the rest of the house is super cool. Like, you've got the whole living space down there, the kitchen just below, living room at the back over there. And I think also looking at it from like over here, you can see it through there, and I think those windows are really cool. Anyway, let's head downstairs. Can I go? Yeah, I can go through the floor. Good. So you come down the stairs, opens up a little bit here, got a nice green wall in there, just a little bit of space. That goes through to the main living space. I wouldn't have had a door if the thing is, the lighting in this area that we're in now is actually considered outdoors, because we technically don't have a ceiling on it. So that's why we get all those interesting lighting effects and shadows in here. But that means if I had opened this up, it would consider all of this outdoors as well, and then the lighting would be awful and it wouldn't look good. So that's why there's a door there. So through here is just a bathroom, which I did like a little sink, a little customized sink in there, which that works. I tested that, so that's no worries. Just use a basic sink and then put like a side table kind of thing in it. Got a toilet in there, the shower there, some beautiful tiles. I really like, oh, hello. Oh, that was really tripping me out. I was like, how does that, that's a mirror. I was so confused. Okay, you know, I'll explain why I was confused in a second. Anyway, I really like those tiles and that simple shower combo there. Anyway, so this room over here, the reason that confused me so much is because I knew that the layout, me going backwards through this wall shouldn't have resulted in me looking the other way. I didn't realize there was a mirror there, so that really freaked me out. So this was an additional bedroom because I wanted to have a larger living space. Like, I wanted to have a dining table and a nice living area and a kitchen and all that. And a dining table with that many seats didn't really make sense for just a single bedroom. So I decided to add another bedroom in here, but it very quickly became apparent that I had no windows for this, and it was very, very depressing. So that's why I added in the window well that now sits right there. It has a curtain there on that window, of course, and that allows some nice light in there. You got obviously the green wall there too, which looks super nice. And just a really simple themed bedroom. Nice pink and yellow color scheme, which I think is really nice. It's simple, but I think it totally works. So back through this way into the living space. Oh, actually, let me get the next level up. There we go. Back to the living space. I think this area is really cool. So I've used these sort of lower fences for, I guess, support beams, mostly for ceiling lights, so we could light up the space down below. Otherwise, I wouldn't have used those if we didn't need to do ceiling lights, but I did actually need them, so I put those in there. Now, because we are only using base game and get together, I couldn't use the other suspended lights. If we go to buy mode real quick, where am I? What? Oh, I was across the other side of the world. Interesting. Anyway, that was weird. Yeah, so these lights, I couldn't use these because these are actually from Get to Work, which is the lights I technically wanted to use here. But we do have those lights from the base game, which we can use, which, oh, hang on, which are huge, but and they're also multicolored. Like, if we put this in another room, you can see the multicolored, but if you jump into live mode, you can change the coloring to just regular. And obviously I just scaled them down a few times and chucked them in there. So that actually worked out quite well. Yeah, so if we're in live mode here, in case you didn't know, click on here, set color and intensity, and you can change the color and all of that of all the lights. But anyway, that's there. So then the kitchen, I wanted to, obviously it is a very industrial themed build, obviously with all the concrete and that. So went for a very industrial style kitchen. Got some pretty vibrant taps there. Got that golden light on the wall over there, which I thought was quite cool. So it's a pretty simple kitchen. And yes, we do have a bin. It's just around the corner there. I think it's really nice. I actually really like that it goes sort of underneath the bedroom a little bit. Like the sort of fridge and those counters there are actually in line with this wall. And I think that's really cool. I think it looks pretty awesome right there. Now, also the other idea, so we got concrete sort of up on all these walls. Then the idea was that some of the walls, like that wall there, that one over there, and I think, oh, and then one behind the kitchen as well. Like some of them have been surfaced over, then the rest are still exposed concrete. So you could imagine that being like sort of piled on top of the wall, if that makes sense. And a nice little living space in the middle, and then we've sort of separated it here with a bookcase in the middle, a couple of columns either side, so it almost creates a separate living space here that you can come watch TV. It's all separate, but it all sort of flows together still, and it still feels very open, especially with the glass all the way up the top. You get this huge atrium space, which I think is really, really nice. And I think I think it looks pretty awesome when you're up on this level looking down. Again, I could have done like a fence up here, but I think it works really well being separate, especially because the lighting gets a bit weird when it's not. And I think that's just part of the effect, is having this sort of separate living space up here, and then the one that's sort of all joined down to the bottom there. And it all works quite well. So this is available for download on the gallery. The link is in the description down below. Again, it only uses base game and get together. And it was just a fun build. I really wish I could have had the original build footage, but I think this worked well. And I think it was kind of interesting to explain some of the ideas and just show you around a little bit more intimately, if you will. Also, I've hid some lights, by the way. I just thought I'd point it out behind there. I don't know I think you might be able to see them, some of them in the time lapse. I think there's some behind there too. Yeah, because especially this room here in particular, it gets quite dark because it's technically outdoors, so the lighting doesn't affect it as much. So I had to put a lot of lights in just to get it to sort of light up properly. There you go. So you can see even this is what it would look like at nighttime, which I think it looks pretty cool. It's like all glowing through here. But you can see we had to use a lot of lights. And I think it looks really cool though, because it is technically outside, we do get all these really cool shadows falling through the windows at the top. So that's quite cool. Anyway, that's it for this time, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it wasn't too different from a regular build video. I mean, we still went over a build. There's just no time-lapse and random stories throughout. But thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time, and have an awesome day.